Thank you for joining us. I'm Drew Scott. Happening today, former Long Island Congressman George Santos is due back in court. He's set to appear in federal court in Central Islip for a conference. Santos faces nearly 24 charges related to alleged wire fraud, identity theft, and campaign finance violations. Only in Newsday, the race to fill Santos' vacated congressional seat has triggered a spending frenzy. Among outside political groups, there's been over $9 million in broadcast ad spending reserved as of January 19th. Democrat Tom Suozzi is facing Republican Mazi Melesa Philip. Democratic groups have spent 7 times as much as Republican-aligned groups, according to Newsday analysis of expense reports filed with the FEC. A teen was involved in a car crash in Suffolk that left 2 people dead. Police say a man was making a left onto William Street from Suffolk Avenue when he was hit by a teen driving in the other direction. It happened just before 11 last night in Central Islip. The man making the left and his passenger died. Police have not released their identities. The 19-year-old man was not hurt. The Smithtown School District is facing a federal discrimination lawsuit. The suit against the district and the 7 teachers claims a 15-year-old boy endured years of abuse, including death threats, because of his sexuality and gender identity. The teen's mother says despite making them aware and filing formal complaints, teachers and school officials failed to take action. Smithtown School's superintendent declined to comment. One of the island's best-known produce brands is closing its Calverton processing and distribution facility. 40 jobs will be affected this spring when Saturn Farms makes the move. It's blaming rising operating costs. The company says the closure will have little impact on the company's leafy green business. Saturn also says it's working to place employees at other farm facilities. The nominations are in, and it was a big day for the father of the atomic bomb.
We're in a race against the Nazis. And I know what it means if the Nazis have a bomb.
The movie Oppenheimer secured 13 Oscar nominations, the most of any film, including Best Picture. And Floral Park native John Williams extended his streak as the most nominated person alive. He scored a nomination for Best Score for Indiana Jones and The Dial of Destiny. He now has 58 Lifetime nominations. Taking a look outside, here's South Ferry on Shelter Island. Bright and well overcast, though. Checking out your hyperlocal Tuesday forecast, we're warming up. Thank goodness. Highs around 40 degrees. Mostly cloudy, a chance of a passing shower. Tonight in the 30s. Tomorrow, rain returns, though. Highs around 43 degrees. And here's a look at your future forecast. You can see the wet weather moving in tomorrow. A look at your 7-day forecast coming right up.
Long Island weather is brought to you by Home Tax Saver, PTRC Incorporated.
Some local first graders are giving back to their community, and Sherry Einhorn has the story you'll see only in Newsday.
This is the hustle and bustle of first graders on a mission.
Hey, look how many backpacks!
They're working with donated school supplies and stuffing them into backpacks they bought with money they raised.
Now the tableau.
By reading books and getting donations from family and friends.
The tableau.
Students from Sycamore Elementary School raised more than $2,000. That was enough to buy 144 backpacks that will now be donated to children in the district who need them.
I know. Whoa.
The idea came from 6-year-old Joe Pena, who says he's a huge fan of the popular YouTuber Mr. Beast, who often does large giveaways.
So he did something nice, and that's
Very
what
nice.
inspired you?
Yes,
Okay.
he did many things nice.
Students are also decorating postcards to include in the backpacks to help welcome incoming students.
Kind, motivating words.
Like what?
Like, we are happy you are here. You matter. You are a star. Welcome to Connect Quad. and like you got this.
As you can see, the backpacks were such a huge success. The district is now planning more community give-backs throughout the school year. Helping others is a great lesson to learn early on, says Joe's first grade teacher.
Those types of character traits and being a good human far outweigh any academic that I could give them, and I want them to, hold on to it, but can only happen with continued practice.
In Bohemia, I'm Shari Einhorn for Newsday TV.
Read more about your schools on Newsday.com. Just click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. Now to the race to fill George Santos' vacated congressional seat. Tom Suozzi and Mazi Pilip have non-traditional campaign strategies. Macy Eglin has the story you'll see only in Newsday.
The special election for Long Island's 3rd Congressional District is set for February 13th to fill George Santos' seat after he was expelled from Congress. Newsday's reporter Paul LaRocco is covering this race for us. So we've got Democrat Tom Suozzi and Republican Mazi Pilip. Two pretty different campaign strategies here. What are you seeing?
Yeah, it's almost like the traditional script has been flipped in a way, in that Tom Suozzi has been around for 30 years in various offices in Nassau County. He's held this actual seat for 6 years. He gave it up to run for governor, and Santos was elected. But he's almost acting like the challenger. He's kind of trying to take up as many invites as he can, as many forums, and trying to get his name out there to kind of counter the perceived strength of the Republican message. Whereas Mazi Pilip, she doesn't have the name recognition that Tom Suozzi does. She's been a county legislator for 2 years. Most people outside of her base in Great Neck don't know her, but she hasn't really, she's been out there, she's been campaigning, she's been going to events, but she hasn't been doing the kind of uncontrolled one-on-ones, the forums, the debates, the news conferences like Tom Suozzi has.
So what are political experts saying about this kind of different approach that they're having?
It has risks on both sides. They're saying that if you're a little-known candidate and you're not, out there as much, maybe you're running the risk of people not, feeling like they know you well enough before the election. On the other hand, there's also less chance of any kind of errors or gaffes or anything that you might be worried about if you're limiting your, approach more. And on Tom Suozzi's side, he is out there. People know him already. He's kind of made the comment, I've got 90% name recognition. I should be the one avoiding debates. But he's kind of out there almost like the underdog because Republicans have been so successful in recent elections in Nassau County.
Right. Okay, so we've got the special election again February 13th, and early voting starts February 3rd. Thank you, Paul.
Thank you.
And you can read more about the special election on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box.
Information about communities is lost if you don't have local reporters, and if there's no one reporting, how do you know what's going on in your community?
Newsday, covering Long Island like no one else can.
I'm Drew Scott. Thank you for watching. We'll leave you now with a look at your hyperlocal 7-day forecast.